Today I'm going to be reading a little guide to wildflowers. So this is a non-fiction book and I thought I'd read it because the weather has been so nice recently that if you are going out on family walks you might be able to see some of these flowers that we look at today, and you can keep an eye out and try and spot them. So I'm going to start by looking at the seasons. Plants will look very different depending on which season of the year you see them. Spring. Most plants are just putting out their first shoots. Flowers like primroses, wild daffodils and violets start to bloom. Soon, yellow celandines and dandelions can be seen in the grass verges. Verges are sort of the edges of things. Later, bluebells, wild garlic and wood anemones in the woods show that summer is on the way. Summer. Early summer is the time when the roadside banks are full of campions, cow parsley, stitchwort, dog daisies, buttercups and clover. Foxgloves bloom in the woods, thrift and bladder campions by the sea. Autumn. As summer passes, you will start to see seed heads and fruits replacing some flowers. Other flowers keep going until the weather gets cold. Look out for bindweed on hedges and fences and Michaelmas daisies by the road. Winter. In winter, many plants completely disappear as the temperature drops and everything looks dead. But gorse, with its bright yellow flowers, blooms even in the coldest weather. Watch out for the first leaves of daffodils and bluebells pushing up through the cold ground. And when the tiny white snowdrops appear, spring is not far behind. I'll give you a little close-up look of this one before we move on. There you can see the spring and the flowers in spring and the summer section. And here you can see the autumn. So we're just going to have a look now at the different parts of a flower, so you'll see what they look like for when we go through it. Looking at flowers. Petals. A primrose has 5 petals. A daisy has hundreds. So when you're out and about on your walk, you could have a look at different flowers and see if you can compare the number of petals they have. Sepals. Most flowers have a set of little green leaves at the back of the petals called sepals. Stamens. You can find these in the centre of the flower. They have pollen on them, yellow dust. Types of leaves. Clover has several leaves grouped together to make one. Daisies have small rounded leaves with a slight shine. Foxgloves have large leaves, soft and downy. Downy means if there's lots of tiny, tiny little hairs on it, so they're sort of soft, with crinkled, wavy edges. Dandelions have leaves with uneven, toothed edges, and that's where they look like teeth, so they go up and down like this. And bluebells have long, pointed leaves. The leaf is as important as the flower when you are trying to identify a plant. So if you can't tell what it is, you could take a picture of both the leaf and the flower and have a look up on the internet later when you get home. Look at the size, the shape and the texture. Often, plants with similar flowers have quite different leaves. So now we're going to look at, I've chosen some pages of flowers that I quite like. So these are all yellow flowers, which was my favourite colour. Buttercups. If you hold a buttercup under your chin and it shines yellow, it's supposed to tell you that you really like butter. Buttercups. This is a meadow buttercup. Cows and horses won't eat the bitter plants, but bees and other insects love this flower. If there are plenty, find out if your friends like butter. They grow up to 1 metre everywhere all summer. And here we can see the yellow flag. This magnificent wild iris is possibly the original fleur-de-lis emblem of kings. Look for it near water, but don't cut yourself on the sharp leaves. And these can grow up to 1 to 2 metres near water. I've seen one of these in the wildlife garden at school. We had a look at it last week. Kingcup or Marsh marigold. Both names suit this flower, but if you try to get too close to the shiny golden cups, you might end up sinking into the marsh where it grows. People used to hang kingcups upside down outside their houses as protection against witches and lightning. Have a little look at these ones. You can see the buttercup up here. And these are 2 little people checking to see if they like butter by holding it under their chin. And that's the iris that we have in the nature garden. And then the next page that we're going to look at is more of different green plants. So we're going to look at the stinking hellebore, the spurge, and then a stinging nettle. Stinking hellebore. The hellebore is related to the Christmas rose. The lower leaves are different from the upper ones. So even within one plant, the leaves can change. Spurge. There are lots of spurges, all with green cup-shaped flowers that are as poisonous as they look and pollinated by flies. This is the petty spurge. Goosegrass or cleavers. Goosegrass isn't a grass at all. The little burrs, they're sort of little spiky circles, stick to your clothes, and they are meant to stick to animal fur so that the seeds can be distributed far and wide. This one, goosegrass, grows all along roads, and if you pick it, it will stick to you. Stinging nettles. The sting is in the hairs. If you grasp the nettle, you squash the hairs, and so they won't sting you. Stinging nettles grow where humans have lived because they like soil that is rich from dung and compost. Young nettle leaves are good to eat if they are cooked. Dock leaves soothe a nettle sting, and dock leaves normally always grow near